Hey y'all, Chuck Moses here at Viper Studios. Glad you can join me. We got some good news today. We have some CAD microphones from CAD Audio. We're going to be reviewing the D82 Ribbon microphone. It's pretty compact and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty darn awesome. And also the E70 condenser microphone. That's a dual capsule condenser, 3-position high pass filtering, and 3-position pad. And we'll go over these key features. But also want to let you all know, welcome. We got music by Lo-Fi, baby, Lo-Fi. Give Lo-Fi hip-hop radio a shout out. You guys have some really awesome music. It's kind of chill in the background, and so those of you who like this type of music, I definitely encourage watching it, because let me show you a little something what it looks like. You have a little animation, and this young lady, she's drawing and writing. Cat's just chilling, you know, and the music's just in the background. It's cool. All right. Well, let's get to our microphone review with CAD Audio. A lot of cats in this industry have put down this product. I have to say, CAD has come a long way, people. It's come a long way. And the reason why I say it's come a long way is because, let me pop up that slide there. The reason why is because as technology grows, obviously companies are able to grow also, and you got to give these manufacturers an opportunity to show the quality of their work and of their research and development. That's some good tea. Anyhow, let's go to it. I got my boy Spider-Man hanging out with me. What's up, Spidey? Of course, you can't hear him because there's no microphone cable hooked up to his microphone. It's not that it's been done on purpose, but I unfortunately need another mic for the E70 microphone, which I'll be pulling up in a second. In fact, let me pull that thing up right now, just to let you guys see it. These are two beautiful microphones. They're two beautiful microphones, and why do I say that? Well, you have to look at this microphone. Okay, this is the E70. Now, again, a lot of cats out there are not given the respect that CAD Audio really does deserve. They've come a long way. Back in the day, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, now I'm talking like the 1990s, the way the industry was, hey, you know what? We all didn't have to have writer-specific microphones. But nowadays we do. Why? Well, because years ago, and this is not a spoiler alert, but we're going to do it because what happened was, if you were in this industry back in the 90s, you saw that there was a lot of consolidation and a lot of grouping of microphones, or let's say different manufacturer products to meet specifications for touring groups. Now, I'm not hating this, because I think this was a really awesome approach for a lot of major microphone manufacturers. But let me just say, after over 30 years, probably going on 35 years, 34, 35 years in this industry, not just here in the United States, but also over in Europe, where I started back in the 80s. All I got to say is a lot has changed, and let's just say today we have the best of research and technology, magnets, CNC laser cutting, and other types of technologies to create these wonderful tools that we use for capturing sound sources. And the microphone I have in front of me, I'm going to spin this 180 degrees from me, from my mouth, and you can still hear me, right? Because this is a figure 8 D82 in the house. Look at this microphone. This is a beautiful mic. Let me get it close. All right. This microphone is a dual. Well, actually, let me grab the box and I'll just read off the box, because this is another product from CAD. And they have 3 different microphones that are like this. Now, this kind of will remind you of a Sennheiser 609, right? Like we use on guitars, guitar amps, and on occasion percussion and instruments, percussive instruments, and even some brass. You could use this because it's a little dull and it picks up the warmth. And again, I'm talking on the back side of this capsule. Now, this is a ribbon microphone, believe it or not. It's really, really awesome. And basically what it's saying for this particular microphone, that it is a moving ribbon dynamic microphone that will give you a true ribbon warmth with a bit more sparkle than you might expect in a ribbon microphone. The other cool thing about this microphone is that this is a passive ribbon microphone. You don't need to add phantom power to this bad boy because it doesn't require it. Now, they do have a D80 and a D84, and these are one's the D80, which I don't have, but it's in the same type of build like this. This is a large diaphragm moving coil dynamic, okay, and it's it also has a tight supercardioid pattern, okay, but the D82, which is this one, this is definitely a figure 8 ribbon, which is awesome, and it's warm. You know, and again, I'm on the back side of this mic, so you could literally have 2 people singing on this mic. You could also close mic your brass ensemble and have this bad boy on all of your sax, right? Everything from your tenors to your altos to your bari. And then, of course, you have your D84. Now, the D84 is the large diaphragm condenser, and it delivers basically the same warmth, but it's really rich, and it's saying it's more transparent, more true to life. So maybe it's a little bit more cleaner and less, maybe not as warm as this one, but I know that one is condenser, so that would require 48 volts, right, of phantom power in order to turn it on. So the good thing is, you know, CAD has come a long way, people. They've really come a long way in offering some unbelievable products. Now, I'm going to show you something really, really quick. I'm going to mute this real quick, but I'm going to turn on this one. Now, I'm just going to mute this one real quick, pull the mic off so that it's not making noise. Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2. One time for your mind. This is some awesome music, right? This is like really, really cool. And check this out. Proximity, hey, 1, 2. Now watch when I turn this microphone. In fact, I'm going to go here with it. When I rotate this microphone, when my mouth is on the side here, you're going to hear how it's going to totally reject my voice. Okay? You might hear just a little bit, but check this out. This is how really awesome this microphone is. Ready? I'm rotating it to my right. Okay, your left. Hey, here we go. 1, 2, rotating, 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 totally off axis. So if there's anything next to here, it's not going to pick it up, right? Hey, 1, 2. Now if I rotate it back on the back side, it's picking up whatever source of sound or audio instrumentation, whatever it may be, from the backside. And again, if I rotate it, that's how deep, that's how awesome this microphone is. Now, of course, other microphones do this too that are figure 8, right? Because they're supposed to. But what I'm saying is, this is a ribbon with some rhythm. Just kidding. This is a ribbon microphone, and it is awesome. So let's look at some stats real quick here. They're basically saying that this D82 is a moving ribbon dynamic. It's a figure 8. There you go. The ribbon warmth has extended frequency response. Now this is from 30 hertz, not bad, to 20 kilohertz, 20,000 hertz. Now that sensitivity is pretty awesome. Minus 56, right? dBV by 1.6 millivolts. So it's pretty damn quiet. And look at the SPL, 140. Folks, 140 dB. If something that was 140 dB was screaming in your ear, and I'm not saying it's your wife or it's your kids or your dog or people that you work with, I'm saying instrumentation wise, folks, that is BA. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a spoiler alert on that. You see what I'm saying? That is awesome. 140 dB. Stick it up to a jet engine. You'll capture it without any distortion. All right. Well, it depends on what plane you're going to be hooking it up to. But what do you got? What, Spidey? You say something? I didn't think so. All right. Anyhow, Spider-Man is cool. We got this guy at a charitable event last year, and surprisingly enough, nobody bidded on Spider-Man. So, Spidey, welcome, brother. I mean, you've been a good host and co-host, I should say, for a lot of our events. And I'm glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you. So this is the D84. It is really awesome. Talking in the backside. Hey, 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 hey. Talking in the front side. Yo, yo, hey, what's up? What's up? You know, can't make this up. This is good technology, folks. Don't short yourself. I'm telling you, it's awesome construction. Awesome construction. CAD is, I mean, they're a major, a major microphone manufacturer. You can't go wrong with these cats. They're really, really good. They know their stuff. They got it going on. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at some of the other stats real quick here. So let's check it out. If you look at the frequency response, again, this microphone is from 30 hertz to 20 hertz. Now, if you can see my mouse moving on the screen, you see this little bump up here? Right there? That bump in the low frequency is there to warm this ribbon microphone. It's just a little bump that you don't have to. Basically, if your EQ is flat on your analog or digital console, that right there is the warmth that most instrumentation, with their guitar cabinets, or even a bass. If you want to hook this, you could definitely use this on a bass amp. Or I mean, you could try it on a kick drum, try it on some other percussion, djembe and other hand percussions, because you're going to pick up that warmth, right? You know, that boom, that oomph that you're going to need in your system, that transient right there. Now, if you don't want it, you just have to cut it. You just have to cut it by like 5 dB, right? Then it's flat when it comes out to 300 hertz. See that? So looking at the chart, 30 hertz, after 30 hertz, it bumps up to 5 dB, around 40, 45, and then it's a smooth ramp down to being flat around 300. Okay, 400, 500 hertz, it's good to go. It's flat. Look at that. It is flatlined all the way to 4 kilohertz, and then on the high frequency, it rolls off, making this a very smooth, sexy microphone. Okay, this way, when you just throw this onto a guitar cabinet, if it's a Fender Twin, Fender Reverb, I don't know, a Vox, what is it, an AEG? I mean, look, there's so many. There's a lot of guitar cabinets, 5150 or a 50, whatever they are, Marshall head, Marshall amp. Right away, those highs that kill you at front of house, they're not going to be there. Okay, you'll get the warmth, you'll get the flat. All right, so then if there's definition here, you're not exciting that. You're not exciting this area. And then if it is harsh on the high end, well, there you go. It's being reduced down by 5 decibels only. Not bad. And then at 20K, or going towards 20K, tapers off just a hair. Not bad. Not bad, folks. This microphone has weight. It's almost as heavy as this exaggerated cup of tea, and I have my tea level is about right there. So I'm just telling you. Other people, the way they review microphones, hey, that's their way. This is my way. Chilling. Got my Stat Fest. Pineapple. September 7, Farmingdale, off of Conklin Avenue. Got a lot of awesome groups playing. Check it out. Statfest. Okay, Stat, S-T-A-T-T. Summertime, all the time festival. Gotta go. It's gonna be awesome. So let's move on to the E70 microphone. But before I do that, one more slide, and I think you're going to find this very interesting, because this is the polar pattern. Let's check it out. Some people don't even know what a polar pattern is. Can I educate a little bit? Can I just kind of like show you how smooth this microphone is in the cardioid and in the omnidirectional? I'm sorry. That's the E70. We'll get to that. I'm talking about just this D82. Let's take a look at that. I keep looking at the E70 paperwork. Let's go to right here. All right. So if you look at it down here on the lower left side of your screen. Here we go. Let's look at it. Here's your polar pattern. Okay, now remember when I was talking on the side of the microphone? That's where I was. See this? Kind of looks like a big ass booty butt cheek. You know what I'm saying right here? See the red line? So let's look at the red line. They're like two balloons that get squished together. Okay, here's the center. Here's the center of the microphone, right? When they are doing these polar patterns, what they're showing you is at 1 kilohertz. 1 kilohertz, and that's here on the bottom. You can't really see it, but it's at the bottom here. 1 kilohertz. That frequency that is being picked up by this microphone. When they rotate the microphone, this is what the microphone is seeing. So inside these grooves, where it comes back into the center, this is where it is rejecting audio from the outside. So if you're standing here right in front, see, 0 axis, and here's 180 degrees off axis. If you're standing here or you're standing here, guess what? Your voice is going to be picked up, or the source. Let's say you have 2 people singing right there, being picked up in the red. See, the red is what the microphone is looking at, but this is the representation of 1 kilohertz tone. Okay, 1 kilohertz. Now, if you're here in the ass crack right here, or the ass crack here, sorry to say that, sorry CAD audio, I know you're not supposed to say that, maybe, but right here, if you're talking in it, see how it rejects talking directly onto the side of the microphone? Okay, so that, I hope, has clarified what this polar pattern is. So now when you look at microphones, you're going to look at this and you want to see how smooth these frequencies are represented in this polar pattern, because that's very, very important. Because if you have matching microphones and you get a printout of this from the manufacturer, guess what? You want to make sure that both of those polar patterns are relatively the same, because if they're matching, the manufacturer is doing a lot in order to match these polar patterns along with the frequency response, to make sure that these microphones are true to being a stereo matching pair. If they're not, they can't sell them as a stereo matching pair. All right, so again, the ass crack is here right there. See, hey, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'm off axis, I'm in the crack. Now I'm back. Turn it the other way, I'm in the crack, and now I'm back. So that's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen, you got to have fun with this stuff. After 30-something years in this industry, you know, there's a lot of guys that talk, and other people, they talk about these microphones, but they don't really explain it in layman terms. And so people have a hard time understanding what exactly are they talking about. Listen, you got to have fun. You got to be creative. I mean, we're supposed to be really technical in this industry, but if you're creative and you're technical, man, you got the best of both worlds, because you can make music sound magical. And also understanding what these microphones are doing will help you discover what you can do for your customers. You know what I'm saying? But you got to care, folks. And I'm talking to you, mostly the engineers out there, because a lot of you guys are players, and I've seen your work. A lot of you guys are sloppy. You all think you know what you're doing. And I'll be positive. I won't be a hater. You know, spoiler alert on that. But when it comes down to focus and listening, I don't know. I see some people down in Virginia, you know, they're showcasing, yo, look what I'm doing. Yo, I'm cool. Meanwhile, your mix sounds like ass. It's not the microphone's fault. Sorry. Right, Spidey? All right, let's move on. We're going to move on to the E70, folks. E70. You know what I'm saying? Why E70? Because we have it right here. Now, we have the cardioid pattern. Let me mute this so I can put this back on the mic stand. It's all good, babies. All good. Let's switch to the E70. I'm going to mute this puppy, and I'm going to turn on this one, and you're going to hear how lovely this microphone is. But before I do that, I'm going to take this out because I want you all to see the construction of this microphone. It is quite superior. Let's get this up here. It's quite superior, folks. There's nothing cheap about it. This is some good stuff. This is well milled and properly documented information on the microphone. Folks, I can't make this up. This is an awesome microphone. It actually has weight. It has weight, folks. All right, here we go. Let's do the E70. This is an awesome microphone. Let's check it out. Muting the D82. Sorry, brother. I gotta let you go. I'll give you to Spidey. Spider-Man. Here you go. Talk to people. All right, here you go. This, folks, is the E70 condenser mic. It is a dual capsule condenser. Okay, this has 3 positions. So at 75 hertz, that's where it cuts. Okay, so it's rolling off. It's a filter that rolls off the low frequency. So if this is out in a windy situation, you slide this little switch. I'll show you. That little switch. Actually, let's bring this up on the screen. All right, so you can see it. Yeah, let's go here. So let's get a full picture of that. So if you look here, okay, look on the screen right there in that middle. It's a 75 hertz. That's like where the wind and people popping, blowing on the microphone. See? Now, this microphone that's on the first setting up here, the first setting. So if I blow air on it, you're going to hear the air. If I flip the switch, you're going to hear less of it. And of course, when I flip that switch, let's go back. When I flip that switch down to this last position, that's 150 hertz. And that basically rolls off more frequencies. This way, when you're in a windy situation, if you're doing, let's say, an orchestra, or you're on stage and you have a guitar outdoor and you want to get rid of the wind rumble on the microphone, that's all you have to do. Hit that. Switch it. Now, up here, this capsule at the very top, right now, that circle is omnidirectional. So let's say you had a big balloon and you push that balloon right down over the microphone. All right, that balloon would be filling the whole area. So it's going to see sound all the way around this microphone. If you're touching the microphone, guess what? It's going to pick up that noise. And if it's out here in the front, on the sides, see these ports? This capsule is allowing you, or this microphone, to hear everything. Now you unscrew this and you put this capsule, which is a cardioid, and you put that around it. Now when you press the balloon against here, it looks like a heart shape, right? It's half of the shape that you saw on the D82. Remember I said the butt crack? Okay, and if you sing on both sides of that microphone, well, on this one, if you squeeze that balloon on here, it puts like a heart shape. So back here, along the microphone back here, you're not going to hear anything, or the microphone won't hear anything. But on the sides, it'll pick up sound. And of course in the front, okay, in the front. So that's what this capsule does. This is a cardioid pattern, and this one is made to be omnidirectional. That means everywhere. Okay, so let's look at the stats. With this microphone, the features that you get with this is obviously you have an omnidirectional capsule. You also have a cardioid capsule. It comes with a shock mount, which I have on this desktop stand, and of course you get a windscreen and the mic clip. Okay, let's go to the next slide. The frequency response on this microphone is pretty dope. It goes down to 20 hertz and it goes all the way up to 20,000 hertz, 20 kilohertz. So that whole range of frequencies, which is all right here on this chart, starting here at the sub frequencies, right? Subwoofer in this area. And then your lows are going to be in here, and your high mids, and your high frequencies are going to be here. So down here is where you're feeling it, and then you start to hear it, and then you hear it, and you hear it, and you hear it. And then eventually, a lot of people from this point right here on, look, you see if you can see that arrow, from this point forward, have lost their hearing, especially in the big cities, because of all the traffic noise, all the squealing of the subways, loud music, bad music, listen to people yell at you, all right? Your dog's yelling at you, your cat screaming at you, all that stuff, okay? And maybe some of you, your bad breath is giving you a deafening, I'm kidding. Okay, anyways, let's look at this, all right? So the impedance is 85 ohms. That's the resistance on the signal, okay? So it's not bad. That's not bad. The other asterisk here is using the cardioid capsule. Again, that's the kind of heart shape, right? The sensitivity is minus 40 dB voltage, right? At 10 millivolts, okay? And its maximum sound pressure level is 155 decibels with the 20 dB pad engaged, okay? And I'll show you the 20 dB pad when we come out of this slide. That other capsule, which is the omnidirectional capsule, the sensitivity on that puppy is minus 36, right? dBV. Okay? Now you see there's a slight millivolt difference, right? 10 on that, 16 on this. Okay, the noise is 19 dB. I don't know about that. I don't know. I got to check that out. But this is A weighted as opposed to C weight. Okay. So that's the weighting. When you have an SPL, sound pressure meter, you have two different scales. You have an A and a C scale, and one looks at all frequencies, and the other one only looks at certain frequency or a frequency range. Okay. That's for you guys to investigate. I'm not going to go into that, so you're supposed to know what that's all about. Anyways, and then here with the omnidirectional capsule, the maximum sound pressure level is 154 dB. Folks, come on. With the 20 dB pad engaged, that is badass. That's the only thing I can say. We're talking over 150 dB. These microphones, I'm telling you, the construction of these microphones are unbelievable. Now that 20 dB pad, you have 0, minus 10, minus 20 dB. Let me show you this on the screen. All right. So with that said, having the ability to obviously attenuate these microphones is a really cool thing because it allows the microphone to work under more sound pressure levels. Okay, that's what that's for. If you don't, what happens is the microphone, the element itself inside here, let me switch this. The sound inside here, okay, or the sensitivity of this small piece of metal or whatever diaphragm, whatever material it is, will distort. So by attenuating, by reducing its sensitivity, you're able to expose it to even more harsher working conditions. And again, this microphone is pretty awesome because I have it this close, and yet it's not distorting. I'm not talking too loud. It's at 0, right? It's no attenuating, and there's no high pass. Right? I haven't adjusted the 75 hertz down to 75 or 150. So this microphone is really, really cool. And like I said, it's really well constructed. Let me put this on the stand here. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Now you get two type of clips. You get this isolation clip, right? This way, if someone's hitting this, you're not going to hear it. Okay? I'm hitting the microphone. You can hear that. But the stand, it's isolating it because the rubber bands are kind of absorbing the vibration. Okay, these clips are awesome. They are 35 millimeter, 20 to 35 millimeter, right? If you're in Europe, you'll understand what that is. But it's about 1 inch. But the bottom is a little bit smaller and the top is a little bit bigger, so that when you slide it in, it grabs it. It literally holds that microphone, this microphone, in. So let's go to just a few more stats and we're done. Oh, so what I wanted to show you is this. And let's go to this. Here we go. So the frequency response of this microphone, you can see how if you're on the cardioid capsule, and folks, that's the one that's on the front. This is the omnidirectional, right? It's the omnidirectional. But if you have the cardioid, same size, okay, a little bit bigger, slightly bigger. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't, I mean, it matters because that's how they create the different polar patterns. Okay. But let's go back to the stats here. Let's go back. So you can see where on the chart, okay, I'm at the top, the cardioid, where it's a smooth increase. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen here. Okay. So it's a smooth increase from the lower frequencies to the mid frequencies and to about, what is that, 400 hertz? So it starts at 20 hertz and that's at -5. See, so it already has reduced the low frequency by -5 dB and is a gradual increase of these frequencies from 20 hertz all the way up to 500 hertz. That is a smooth increase, okay? Then you see in the vocal, the high part of the vocal, or the middle part of the vocal range, it's flat, and then there's a little boost, just a little bump, and it bumps again. Okay, so these are little increases of these frequencies. Okay, they're boosted. Okay, and then so there's a slight increase in those frequencies up to 5-6 kilohertz, and it drops down just by a few dB, like maybe 1 or 2 dBs, and then it bumps up, okay, to give you a little bit of sparkle, right? A little bit of brightness. Okay, now that's good if you have a guitar, if you have these for overhead microphones, if you have these for woodwinds that are away from the actual instrument. Okay, especially if it's in an isolated room, you could use these on other instrumentations. Okay, but microphones like this are really used for, you know, cymbals and hi-hats. So cymbals, right? The brass cymbals on a drum set or other hand percussion. Strings of all kinds. Strings of all kinds. And we're talking like violin, cello, viola, What other type of strings? I mean, those are your classic European instruments. Look at this little spider coming down here in the studio. What's up, Spider-Man? Little baby Spider-Man. Guess what? Someone had to go sleepy. Okay, so anyways, so you have a lot of different string instruments from around the world. These are universal microphones that can be used for all types of instrumentation. Okay, it's not just for drums, not just for guitars. They will work very, very well in pianos, various types of pianos. Okay, but each piano has a different sound, right? That's why Steinways are really rich, warm, and like they sound really great. They're powerful, right? The mechanics, the wood, how it's tuned. Baldwin, sound a certain way also. They might be a little bit more brighter sounding texture. You have Yamaha pianos. There's a lot of, so what I'm saying is these microphones, whatever the instrument is, these microphones, I'm telling you, these CAD microphones, we're going to review a few other CAD microphones, product reviews that are supposed to be the equivalent to like a Shure 58 and a Shure 57 and the betas of these also. But you have to hear how rich and how like the quality and the definition that these microphones have. CAD is doing such an awesome, and I'm not just saying this because I have these products. I mean, I haven't even bought these products, but I will be buying products from these guys. We have a few CAD products right now, but this new generation of CAD microphones, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I have to say, I was blown away by their wireless technology. I was blown away by, again, a lot of their other condenser and dynamic microphones. They also have, we have right here, but that's going to be at the next show, the next review, but it's like a choir microphone. It can either be in the form of a gooseneck, a choir mic that hangs, right? And then, I forgot what the third one is. Sorry, CAD. I'll commit that to memory. But right now, actually, you know what? It's right here in this book. Let's take a look real quick. But what I'm saying is they have such a variety of microphones. And the cool thing is they have control boxes for these choir microphones. It's one baby microphone that has multiple polar patterns to a control box, a VPC-1 control box. Folks, you got to check this stuff out. I kid you not. It is awesome stuff. They also have small little boundary microphones that you use for conference rooms, okay? You don't see the microphone. They can even be put on, podiums. I'm just saying. They have quite a bit. They have also USB type microphones that you can also plug into your phones, that you can plug into your computers. They have a variety. They have microphones that you can also plug into your computer to do podcasts. They have headphones. Of course, they got their swag, shirts and stickers and all that stuff. But let me tell you, they have quite a variety. You guys have to look into CAD Audio, CAD, okay? And we're going to post their, we're going to also post their handles, okay, and their website. All right. So, let's see. So let's go back to this real quick, and then let's go to the polar pattern, because the polar pattern, you'll see at the top, again, this cardioid pattern, I already went through it. So you guys look at this also. The red is how the microphone is seeing 1 kilohertz, okay? And the one below it is the omnidirectional capsule. And you'll see how that is almost a perfect circle, okay? So look at the real quick, the stats, right? Using that cardioid condenser capsule, which I'm talking on right now. The sensitivity is at -20. That's awesome. Excuse me, -40. -40. All right. dB V. And with the pad in, right, it's 155 dB that this microphone will handle. That's unbelievable, folks. It's really unbelievable. Let's throw up the handles real quick. All right. Their website is www.cadaudio.com. Got to check them out. You know what I'm saying? You got to check them out. Why? Because there's a lot of information on that website. You have to go. Just do some research. Don't be lazy. Okay. If you want me to do the work for you, I'll do the work and I'll put together another show like this. And maybe it'll be a different pineapple, because I mean, you got to eat these puppies. They're actually, you know what? There's a great bumper crop right now that's out in the supermarkets. You got to check it out. All right. So their Instagram is hashtag CAD audio, CADAUDIO. Okay. So definitely hook these guys up. When those of you who have these CAD microphones, do them the flavor and give them a shout out on IG and link it to your Facebook and other social media outlets. My information, folks, of course, is very important. If you guys want to get in contact with us, you want to purchase any of these products, sales@viperstudio.com. There's no S at the end because you save money coming to us. If you need mic cables, if you need, whatever. We're dealers for a lot of products. Our website is viperstudio.com. V as in Victor, IPER studio.com. No S at the end. Again, drop the S for savings. Instagram is #Viper Studios with the SINC, because that is our corporation name. All right? It is our corporation name. This microphone is awesome. And this other microphone is really, really kick-ass. I have to say, Spidey, I'm sorry, buddy, but I need to take this microphone back from me, bro. I'm going to talk on both of these. Let me see what it sounds like. Hey, 1, 2, 2 in the house. That's my review, folks. That's my review for these awesome microphone products. I have to say, Spider-Man, you've been a great help today. Been a great help. Let me have my hat back, bro. Give me my hat. Give me my hat, please. Hello. Thank you. Anyways, if you guys come out to any of our podcasts, I will hook you up with one of my urban hip-hop hats created by yours truly, Chuck Moses. That's right. One of a kinds, folks. But you have to be a part of some of our podcasts in order to have one of these awesome hats, especially if you have no hair. You've been blessed by God to not have hair on your head. You want to keep it covered because ozone layer is getting thin, and even yours truly is actually burning. I'm actually burning. Not Burning Man, but burning. You know what I'm saying? From the sun. So that's about it, I think, for this run. Again, CAD Audio, you guys have some really, really awesome products. I'm very, very impressed. And the reason why I'm impressed is because there's so many microphones out there to choose from that it makes it difficult these days in order to choose what microphones to get. Unless you're doing writer-specific microphone collection, right? You're purchasing microphones so that you can fulfill writers. But let me tell you guys, and companies out there who might not have the available money in order to purchase more expensive microphones like Neumann and DPA and Sanken microphones. These are very expensive microphones. So what you need to do is you need to look at the patterns. Okay, this is one way that you guys can do things. You look at the patterns. Okay, you look at this, the frequency response, and you look and you match it up and see what microphones look very similar to a very expensive microphone. If there's a place like, shout out to Guitar Center, I'll even shout out to Sam Ash or even Sweetwater. Okay, call your reps and ask them, hey guys, I need an SM, or I need a KMS 184 Neumann microphone. What's an equivalent, or what is something very, very close to that I can purchase, but not break the bank? Now, of course, if you can afford a Neumann microphone, right on, do it. Why? No spoiler alert there, because these are awesome microphones. But guess what? These are awesome microphones also. CAD, right? CAD audio.